The first women to wear makeup were prostitutes. Changing one's appearance by facial paint is a custom ancient prostitutes have dictated to the modern age. Cosmetics were nothing more than a device used by harlots to in effect teach men to break the seventh commandment. This is the message of history, yet the whole world lies in ignorance of these facts. More recently, makeup first became common in the red light districts of New York, Amsterdam, Paris, and other large cities. Today it is found in nearly every supermarket and corner drugstore. Everyone wants to look or be considered pretty, or even beautiful. The pull of vanity begins early in life. Modern society places enormous emphasis on beauty. As a result, studies demonstrate that even very little girls are unhappy with themselves to the point of depression, with many actually contemplating suicide as a result. They feel that they do not measure up to their peers or favorite movie stars. Today, the obsession with being beautiful has led nearly 30 million people, youth included, into eating disorders. The American Society of Plastic Surgery reports that over 16 million people had cosmetic surgery in 2016, spending $16 billion on these procedures, up from 1.3 million as recently as 2000. The amount of cosmetics sold, as well as the growing numbers turning to cosmetic surgery in the United States, is skyrocketing. It is even reported that younger and younger girls who enter beauty contests are also having cosmetic surgery to attempt to win and to improve upon how God made them. Astounding. The obsession with looking young and turning back the clock has now gone beyond outrageous. Consider this. Millions of men and women are injecting tiny amounts of a deadly poison, Botox from botulism, under the skin of the face to remove wrinkles. Within 4 days, the toxin in the treatment literally paralyzes the facial muscles and temporarily smooths the skin. The treatments only last for 90 days. The goal is to look the best you can for as long as you can, for $300 to $1,000 per treatment. However, so many actresses are now using it that movie directors are complaining that they can no longer produce normal facial expressions. While they may look younger, most also look frozen and artificial. In describing this trend, one beautician said, "It is as though we have given up on authenticity." Another expert cut to the heart of why women wear makeup or want all their wrinkles removed: the wisdom that a person's character can be etched on his face, or the observation that at 20 you have the face nature gave you and at 50 you have the face you merit, may no longer apply. Botox is only the beginning of the threat from various harmful chemicals and toxins that are latent in cosmetics. This has long been understood. Consider the meaning of the word mascara. If we just accept the word for what it is, then it becomes its own honest statement from the cosmetics industry. It comes from the word mask, and the word masquerade also derives from it. In essence, to wear mascara is to wear a mask, and to masquerade as something that one is not, for the purpose of vanity and perceived beauty. Even the word cosmetics has a revealing origin. It comes from the Greek word kosmos, which means of this world, worldly. For women to be accepted by the world, they must literally masquerade. Before continuing, other important questions must be raised. What is the history of makeup? Where and when did it originate? What purpose did it serve in ancient times? The answers to these questions will shock you. Ancient roots. When considering the origin of makeup, we must ask where it first came into use. The ancient roots of makeup offer the first great insight into why it is used today. The following quotes demonstrate its early use. The use of cosmetics is very ancient. Evidence of the use of eye makeup and aromatic ointments has been found in Egyptian tombs dating to 3500 BC. By the 1st century AD, the Egyptian, Roman, Greek, and Middle Eastern cultures had developed cosmetics such as powders to whiten the skin, kohl to darken the eyelids, eyelashes, and eyebrows, rouge for the cheeks. Egyptian tombs represent the earliest recorded references to the use of makeup. But the Egyptians were by no means the only culture to use it. Many others followed suit. Here are some specifics. During the pre-dynastic period, ending in 3200 BC, men as well as women applied a line of green paint around the eyes. In dynastic times, the color of paint used was a dark gray. Red ochre seems to have been used to color the cheeks and henna the palms, nails, and in the late period at least, the hair. Assyrians resorted to black dye for eyebrows, hair, and beard, whereas the Persians used henna, which produced an orange-red color, a style that existed from 1900 BC. Gold dust, gold thread, scented yellow starch were sometimes used in the hair and beard for festive occasions. Even before its use in Egypt, the original painted harlot was Semiramis, the mother-wife of Nimrod, and the founder of the Babylonian mystery religion. Read our booklets, The True Origin of Christmas and The True Origin of Easter, to learn more about Semiramis and Nimrod. Semiramis is known as the mother of all harlots. She used makeup, as well as suggestive whorish clothing, for various religious and sexual rituals. The following quote describes the kind of seductive, sensual clothing that she, and later the Egyptians, wore. Modern knowledge of ancient Egyptian dress derives for the most part from ancient paintings and sculpture, since very few garments have been preserved. The earliest representations of women show them either nude or clad in tightly fitting white linen skirts down to the ankles. Along with various statues, paintings, and busts still in existence from ancient times, descriptions show how Egyptians used cosmetics and revealing clothing to appeal to their sensuality. They adopted this dress into their culture from Semiramis in an attempt to appear more like the many gods and goddesses they worshipped. Since the artwork described here also employed the use of makeup, it is no wonder that 100 years ago it was generally understood and said that only bad women wear makeup. It is the same attitude of alluring through suggestion and sensuality that links near nudity and use of makeup. Both demonstrate a departure from modesty and virtue. We read that the use of cosmetics spread from culture to culture. The Columbia Encyclopedia adds more about how each civilization adopted its own methods of applying and producing cosmetics. The following shows how the Assyrian, Babylonian, Persian, and Greek cultures all took their lead from Egypt. Notice, preparations were externally applied to change or enhance the beauty of skin, hair, nails, lips, and eyes. The use of body paint for ornamental and religious purposes has been common. The Egyptians used kohl to darken their eyes. A crude paint was used on the face, and fingers were often dyed with henna. Beauty aids reached a peak in imperial Rome, especially chalk for the face and a rouge. The emphasis has always been on beauty, and desiring beauty has everything to do with pride and vanity. Many women who used cosmetics in these cultures also took their lead from Semiramis and adopted the use of cosmetics for the purpose of harlotry. History shows how women applied makeup to change their appearance and seduce men. Harlots and matrons, the female leaders of prostitution rings, were specifically recognized by their silk, jewels, and cosmetics. Here is an example of how women who used cosmetics in ancient Sparta were specifically known for being prostitutes. Women wore brightly colored dresses. They used a lot of cosmetics, which a woman could do only if she earned her living through prostitution. Today, women walk around looking like prostitutes and don't even know it. Most men hate makeup. Jeremiah describes how modern Israel has fallen into the conduct of a whore among the nations. Now read verse 30. Though you deck yourself with ornaments of gold, though you rented your face with painting, in vain shall you make yourself fair, beautiful. Your lovers will despise you, they will seek your life. The peoples of the United States, Britain, and her former Commonwealth countries have rebelled against God. As God reduces them in power and prestige, they have found themselves increasingly seeking lovers from among the nations on earth, yet they have never been more hated. All such lovers are prophesied to eventually turn on their quarters. Israel has trusted in her outward appearance instead of God, and modern women unwittingly do the same.